Hello and welcome. You're watching Livestream. This is your program, your show. We want to hear your voice, but you're thinking of the big story of the day. Well, today's focus is after Saroj Khan. We know that she's the choreographer to just so many generations of top actresses, leading ladies in Bollywood. But today she really had a shocker when in Mumbai at a press conference she commented on sexual demands in exchange for work as age-old. Now, Bollywood refers to it in a slightly flippant manner, calling it casting couch, but really it is sexual harassment. She said, why are you targeting the film industry? At least it gives you work and doesn't abandon you. After outrage, she has apologized. Now, Sri Reddy, who recently staged a nude protest against casting couch in Chennai, Sophie Chaudhary were among those who condemned the statement, even going on to say that, she's giving a very wrong indication. Meanwhile, politician Renuka Chaudhary said nobody is immune to all of this, including Parliament.
ये तो चला आ रहा है बाबा आदम के ज़माने से, अभी से थोड़ी हर लड़की के ऊपर कोई ना कोई हाथ साफ करने की कोशिश करता है। गवर्नमेंट करती है, गवर्नमेंट के लोग करते हैं, तो तुम फिल्म इंडस्ट्री के पीछे क्यों पड़े हो? वो तो रोटी तो भी देती है, रेप करके छोड़ तो नहीं देती है। वो मत बोलो, वो लड़की के ऊपर है कि तुम क्या करना चाहते हो। तुम उसके हाथ में नहीं आना चाहते तो नहीं आओगे। तुम्हारे पास आर्ट है तो तुम क्यों अपने आप को बेचोगे?
And that, not surprisingly, has led to a lot of shock and horror. Lots of comments on Twitter also that we've been seeing all day. People, we're going to flash some of those Twitter comments there for you. Lots of people just in disbelief, saying they can barely hear, they can barely believe what they are hearing. And that's what we're going to ask tonight, defending the indefensible. 8377088377 is our number. Let me introduce my panel to you right away. Joining me in the studio is Ruchi Kokcha. She is a writer and an author. We also spoke earlier with Sudhir Mishra and Richa Chadha. They're, of course, working on their new film. I began by asking Sudhir Mishra about Saroj Khan's comments, saying that, Saroj Khan seemed to justify the casting couch today. She said it's been around forever. How taken aback were you, if at all, by those comments?
I don't think so. I don't know what I think Saroj ji was saying was that don't just malign the industry and that it's everywhere, which that said, I don't know whether if it's everywhere, why should it be in the industry? And I think it's our responsibility to create a safe, secure environment and where women can aspire to be anything in this place, whether it's actor or camera person or editor or whatever the hell they want to be, editors. And it's our job that the skilled and the actual talented and the genius among them rise to where they should and not be scared of the atmosphere and walk away. So it's our responsibility, and I think, the genuine industry is moving towards that. See, there's all sorts of industries. There is that, because anybody can become a producer, there's no qualification, right? So, I mean, the functioning A grade, I don't like to call it AB, but, the functioning filmmakers who are professional and who are here to stay and who have been around for a long time, in that place, a lot of responsibility is being taken and a lot of things but still remain to be done. And I don't think life is very good or ideal for a brilliant, talented young woman trying to make it on her own terms.
Okay, that's a good. You're still saying that you're not sure whether she meant it in the way that perhaps it has been taken, but her words, though I must say, sort of left little to the imagination. But why is Bollywood largely silent? I mean, should we be questioning that?
I'm telling you because there is who do you mean by Bollywood? Is the question. The question is that where I come from, am I Bollywood? I don't like the word. I come from the Hindi film industry, yes. I come from the world of cinema, yes. I love the medium, yes. Am I Bollywood or do I represent all of Bollywood? No. Am I? I'm not very ambitious in terms of making huge films or making huge money. So I may be, you know, I've stayed on the fringe of a place. So I don't know a lot of things. But it's not as if I have not heard. And it's not as if, you know, so I mean, if things come to, I mean, I know that young women, a lot of young women have told me that things are pretty unsafe sometimes. And I'm speaking to you exactly.
Okay, thanks Sudhir Mishra for your time there. Sudhir Mishra and Richa Chadha, of course, working on their film together. This one is called Das. But we also managed to pose one quick question to Richa Chadha earlier today. And she has, of course, said that she doesn't believe that it's that Saroj Khan is defending the casting couch. But what were your first thoughts when you heard those comments, Richa?
She did not say that she's defending the casting couch. She's simply saying that this is not something that you should single out the film industry for. This happens in all spheres. Women have to navigate sexual harassment and molestation and rape in order to get their work done. She's actually making a pretty scathing political statement by saying that we have rapists in parliament, and if a girl chooses to use barter, like sex as barter to get ahead in life, you should not judge her because you don't know where she's coming from. They're two very different things, but I think my nuance will be lost, and whatever wants to be propagated, whatever narrative that is being ascribed to or being shared right now will be followed.
Okay, unfortunately, those are the times that we live in. But Richa Chadha, Sudhir Mishra, thanks very much for your time on the program this evening. You know, if I could ask you, Ruchi, on this, now you've heard their views. They're not sure what they say about whether she meant it as a blanket statement or how it came across, but it's still a shocker.
It is a shocker for three reasons that I would like to say. First, it is that it is the hard truth. It exists. Second, if you cannot compare it to rape. Why? Because in rape there is no consent. She said that everything is done with mutual consent as far as casting couch is concerned. But what needs to be understood is that where does the consent comes from? The consent comes from the conditioning. You know, it is conditioned into the minds of young people who aspire to become something in the industry that you have to do it. Otherwise, you wouldn't stand a chance.
They wouldn't if they, I mean, nobody wants to perhaps, and they wouldn't if there was any other option. Well, I'm going to come back and pick up on that thought with you, but also joining us is now Jwala Gupta. Jwala, thanks for your time on the program this evening. Now, you know, first I want to say that it's when we say casting couch, to my mind, it's almost like Eve teasing. I mean, it sounds so flippant, it sounds so light. It's just sexual harassment, isn't it?
Most definitely. I think in any profession, you know, we shouldn't have that as a part of the system at all. But everybody is conveniently accepted as that ho raha hai, you know. This is there. And that's about it now. It's up to us whether to accept it or not. But my point is, why should it be there? You know, why can't the opportunities be equal according to our, you know, whatever, you know, category of, you know, talent or hard work? And after that, let our talent and hard work take its own course. But you cannot have that as an option in the system of any profession. And it's really unfair to people who probably have their principles or who don't want to take that as an option. Then they are at disadvantage, right? So why to have that as an option at all? And it's quite pathetic to even, you know, say accept it as a part of the system, you know, and coming from reputed women who have a position in the industry. It's absolutely irresponsible of her to say something like that.
I see what you're saying, but just one quick question before we let you go, which is, I mean, Richa Chadha, speaking to us a while back again, made a point that it's tough to argue with. She said if someone man or woman wants to use, sexual favors to get ahead, then who are we to judge them, or who are we to, have labels on them, or who are we to even talk about them, because we don't know where they're coming from. So we should not get into this. Where do you stand on that?
But why do you have it as an option? My point is that, like now it's not even an option. In many of the cases, it is a compulsion that you have to do this. I mean, it's a fact. We cannot deny that sexual exploitation and sexual favor exists. But why to have it in the system? Why to have it as a part of the system? Okay. We are not, I never judge anybody. As Chacha said, that, I wouldn't judge if, it is mutual consent. But when it comes to a professional, system and ecosystem, okay. Now everybody knows that, if you do this, there is an easier way to go ahead any which way. Then what about people like me then? Who probably has principle who doesn't accept such things. And what about us? Then it's not fair, right?